We welcome you into week 3 of the Mike Turner Show as Carson-Newman opens up the gates at Berktar Stadium in triumphant fashion. Hello, everyone. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, alongside Carson-Newman head football coach Mike Turner. Mike, what a way to open up Berktar Stadium with a little pyrotechnics, a little fireworks, and a 31-14 win over the Wingate Bulldogs. It was a fog out, a lot of gray in the stands, and a nice crowd on hand to watch the Eagles start 1-0 in South Atlantic Conference play. What about the night? What about the festivities? And a lot of fans making their way to Mossy Creek to watch the Eagles
I
play.
thought it was great for Carson-Newman University. I'm so proud of all the parts of it that fit together, all the parts on campus and the people and the kids, the students, the community that came together to make that possible. And I hope we all see what a great special event that can be to have a home football game at Carson-Newman and for us to make that kind of effort all together again, because I think everybody on this campus, every alum, former player, whatever, benefits when they see something like that.
Knew it was something special. I looked out the side of my booth with about an hour out right when the gates are set to open. There was a line that stretched down the sidewalk past the gate to the soccer field toward the MSAC parking lot. So not just were people here, but they were here early.
Well, they were here early, and I've told people all along for years in the advancement office, there's power in T-shirts. And, it doesn't matter what stage in life somebody is, a free T-shirt's pretty special. And I thank Matt Pope and the folks over in the athletic department for helping put on that show and making that happen, and Johnny Wayne Ferris and Ferris Motors for being the game sponsor. So hopefully we started a new trend here at Carson-Newman and making game day very, very special.
Backed it up on the field too,
Absolutely.
Especially defensively. A three-quarter effort defensively. Wingate did score 2 late, but the first 3 quarters you hold them to just 141 yards of total offense, forced 3 turnovers, and a section of 8 possessions where Wingate either went 3 and out or they turned it over. 6 3 and outs, 2 turnovers in a span of 8 possessions. What can you say about the job the defense did to put you in a position where you were in control the entire game?
Oh, I just thought that was tremendous on those kids, their preparation, the coaching staff, and how they prepared them. And coming off a game last week where, yes, we won, but defensively they didn't feel good about that, about the way it went down and those kind of things. And so those kids got revitalized this week, got locked in and focused, and, it showed last night. I was just excited about, they made their mind up and they weren't going to get beat, period. They weren't going to get beat no matter what happened. But the way those kids fly around and get after you and you see them coming from a long way, somebody may have broke the line of scrimmage and here comes an orange bullet coming from the backside or it comes from the secondary. So, man, they played just how we expect them to play, just like you'd want them to play. And that's pretty much a perfect effort right there out of the defense.
Carson-Newman gets the win over the Wingate Bulldogs, 31-14. We'll start checking in on the first half when we get back after these messages on the Mike Turner Show.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
Back on the Mike Turner Show as Carson-Newman collects a 31-14 triumph over the Wingate Bulldogs in the Eagles home opener. Adam Cavalier alongside the Eagles head man Mike Turner. Mike, a first half that started slow offensively, a couple 3 and outs on the first possessions, but some sudden change really impacted the game and kept Wingate from getting rolling. Their first possession, drive down, and Antonio Henderson pokes the ball out of Dom McNeil's hands as he's reaching to go across the goal line. Desmond Farrell picks it up to take it 100 yards the other way. Penalties bring the play back, but you wipe 7 off the board for the Bulldogs. How big of a moment was that?
I think that's a big swing. It's like in any event, if you draw first blood, you got the advantage. However and whenever that happens, you have the advantage. And the great play they made on the goal line down here, our defense just told you what kind of night they were going to have. That was great effort. That was extra effort. That's overcoming many obstacles being that close. It took us a while to get some right things done on offense. That's on me. They did a little bit different job of running the safety down to take the pitch, and that cost us a series right there. We got that worked out, got it improved upon, and we told our kids from day one this week the scheme that Wingate tries to use to stop the option, it requires one thing on offense. That's get a body to a body, all right, then let the option happen. And when we got it worked out where we got the guy to the safety, then our option became much more viable. It also opened up the inside part of it as far as the dive and the quarterback keeping that type of thing.
A first half where you did get the passing game going too. Romaine Kelly catches his first career touchdown pass on his second career catch, and your first touchdown pass of the season, a nice 33-yarder to open up the scoring.
Well, we're coming in that area. We're getting better, and gosh, we had some last night that were just on fingertips of being big plays or touchdowns. And like I've told you before, I like our group of receivers. I like how hard they work. They're coming in and improving. And I like our quarterbacks. All three of our quarterbacks, they work extremely hard, getting the ball out of their hand, getting it out of their hand at the right time. So we're getting better there, and we'll be. And you saw last night, everybody saw what happens when we can throw the football, throw it with some regularity, and that helps us in the run game as well.
Really the first time you've chucked it downfield all year. Came into this game without a 20-yard pass completion outside of a screen pass last week to Antonio Wimbush, but this week 4 such completions for at least 20 yards.
Right. Well, we've got the capabilities, okay? And we're going to play people that try to play man and play the pitch at the same time. Well, you can't let them do that. All right, they can't have two parts of it. So we've got kids that can run by people with a little motion here and there. And the way we shifted some people around last night, I think it puts some of those schemes in a bind where they are liable to turn somebody loose. And I was grateful that Derek hung in there and waited and found the open guy.
He did some things in the pocket, and when the pocket broke down, that perhaps said that, hey, this guy's a junior now.
Right, he did, absolutely. And he's becoming more and more of a leader that you want, which helps him. He's becoming a better student of the game. We still got to get him to stay in that pocket for just another count, all right? And there were 2 or 3 times last night, just one more count, and the guy's going to come open. And that's a quarterback that's still finding his way. And here's the thing about that kid. He knows he can make a play, all right? He knows he can make a play. And he just needs to be a little bit more patient within himself.
A first half, we can't talk about it without, unfortunately, talking about penalties. There were 12 of them for 102 yards. You've talked about how there are good penalties and then there are unacceptable penalties, but now that you've had a little bit of time to digest things, what's your feel on that situation?
I don't I don't know that I've ever digested last night. It may give you stomach cramps. We had some penalties that we continued to make some penalties, and I'm not going to make excuses for them because, hey, we're going to hold them accountable. We make the penalty, then we're going to have consequences to the penalties. All right, we're going to do that. We're going to do it as a team. We're going to do it as a position. We're going to do it as an individual. There's nobody out there, I think, has a penalty called on them to hurt the football team. Yeah. That's not it at all. That's not it. But they do have to understand there's consequences every time you have a foul. Some of those were aggressive penalties, active penalties. You do have to live with that because that happens in a game of football. But some of those other penalties, those pre-snap deals, those in the open field type things, you've got to get it under control. And you talk to the kid about, hey, do you understand what you just did? Oh, coach, I'm so sorry, that type of thing. So we'll continue to get better at them. We'll continue to make progress. We will not back off from doing it the right way. If it means sitting some and not letting them play, there's a consequence, then we got to do what we got to do to make it better.
How much does it help that a guy like Desmond Farrell, who gets flagged for the unsportsmanlike on the touchdown run, is conciliatory after the fact and very frustrated with himself.
Oh, yes, you understand that, and if he didn't have a heart for that, it wouldn't have been good last night. There's a part of that game, and I understand why the rules are and how they are, and I wish we could still have the rules and let kids have a good time a little bit better, but I do know where it comes from and where it stems from, and that's not him, that's not this football team at all, that's not their heart. But gosh, you pick up a football on the 1 yard line and you're about to go 99 yards, just finish it right there, buddy, and go back there and jump over that fence and just go crazy. That'd be all right. But in between those lines right there, we got to finish it the right way.
Carson-Newman was up at the halftime break 10-0. We take a look at those first half highlights.
Eagles going against the defending SAC champs. They've got 3rd and 6 left hash, the Bulldog 33. Evans takes the snap, rolls the pocket right, sets, throws, airs it out, deep ball into the end zone. Got it! Touchdown! Carson-Newman! Evans dials up Romaine Kelly over the second Ian Eagles over the right hashes for the Carson-Newman touchdown. 33 through the air. And Romaine Kelly, welcome to Mossy Creek. Second career catch, goes for a score. Crocker out of the gun on 2nd and 6. Pressured in the backfield. He fumbles the football. Henderson knocked it loose. Wingate pounces on top of it, though. Quick hands for Jonathan Black to grab that one. Lead looks to the sideline in an all-white jersey. Gets a signal in and takes the snap at the shoulders. Lee steps up, throws middle of the field. That's intercepted. An interception for Carson-Newman. Alonzo Houston grabs it in the middle of the field at the 43-yard line, heads forward a couple of yards, and immediately drops the floor. Second turnover of the day for Carson-Newman. Alonzo Houston had that one all to himself as Lee stared him down in the pocket. 3rd down, 11 to go for the Eagles from his own 37-yard line. Eagles 1 for 5 on 3rd downs. Evans rolling the pocket left, looking to throw. Settles, airs it out, long ball, deep into Wingate territory. Quentin Phillips grabs it along the left sideline, a completion down at the 20, and he immediately steps out of bounds. Quentin Phillips sneaked his way behind the Wingate secondary, and Derek Evans unfurled a long ball along the left sideline for a 43-yard connection to Quentin Phillips and a first down. 38-yard attempt for Caden Patterson. Snap is back. Aaron's hold is down. Patterson's kick has plenty of length, and it has plenty of line. Caden Patterson pure from 38 yards, and the Eagles pad the advantage. It's 10-0 Carson-Newman with 4:02 to play in the second quarter of offense. 2nd and 10 Bulldogs from the Eye the Eagle Head logo at the Bulldog Zone 48. Crocker from the gun. Steps up in the pocket, slings over the middle of the field. That's over top of everybody and intercepted. Darius Williams along the left sideline, making people miss inside the 30 and 25. Angling to the left sideline and knocked down by Crocker inside the 20 at the 19. The preseason All-American comes through with a pick and a big-time return. Can the Eagles bury one here before the buzzer in the first half?
Those are the first half highlights. Eagles led it at the break 10-0. Mike Turner, the first half where there was some frustration, some touchdowns taken off the board because of penalties, and felt like you should have been in front by more than 10-0 at the halftime break. What was the message in the locker room considering that?
Well, that was the message. Gosh, it was to reassure the defense and congratulate them on how hard they were playing and what they were getting done, to calm down the offense and go, hey, you're being very productive. We're getting it done, this type of thing. This is what's stopping us. And to keep kids that, there's always a factor. I don't care how old they are, they're kids. They always need hope and they need encouragement. And so I think you got to let them see what the truth is, what the picture is, but also just make them aware of, hey, there you are, you're right on the edge of just doing it the right way about breaking loose. And thank goodness they come back and did that. And I read somewhere a long time ago that how do you tell somebody needs encouragement? It's because they're breathing. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty true. So I thought they came out and responded good. Got everybody together at the end, came out, and I thought they responded good in the second half.
Again, defensively, you set the tone throughout the game. Was there a moment during the game that you stepped back and realized between the 3 turnovers and the umpteen 3 and outs that they'd forced just what they had done?
Not till the very end, because we're playing at such a fast pace, and I love a fast pace, except I don't love TV timeouts. I know that. Mercy, I'd like to have paid off the person down there with a red hat, but and I know those are important, and you got to have those things, and it's great for us to have been on TV and ESPN and all that. That was awesome, but you don't do that because the flow of the game is going, and you're getting drives and getting opportunities. But gosh, just like I said, I saw those kids on defense. It looked like maybe they got somebody that breaks loose. I know we missed a whole lot less tackles than we missed the week before. And we were more sure tacklers. We were more sure aggressive. We were more sure taking the hits out of other people. And for that, buddy, I'm grateful. Hey, this is a group that's older. This is a group that's been recruited to be that way, and they're performing that way.
Eagles get the job done over the Wingate Bulldogs, 31-10. We break down 31-14. Pardon me. We break down the second half after this on the Mike Turner Show.
I joined the Guard for the simple fact that I could be home and also in the military. So I can have a civilian job and also in the military.
Fire! Fire!
I would tell somebody who's trying to join the Guard, thinking about it, that it's a great opportunity. Opportunities for school, training, discipline, leadership. There's a lot of opportunities. It broadens your spectrum of life.
Back on the Mike Turner Show as Carson-Newman prevails at home over the Wingate Bulldogs, 31-14. The voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, alongside the Eagles head man, Mike Turner. Mike, a second half that we talked about him last week. We'll talk about him this week. Toot Johnson, especially in the fourth quarter. 6 carries, 123 yards, and 2 touchdowns to help you cement the game, including a 58-yard jaunt that put the game a stiff arm away from the Bulldogs. What about the job of your freshman? Again, late in the game with some manly carries to get the job done.
Well, that goes back, we've always talked about in this offense. The more fresh legs you can keep in there, the better you're going to be, the more explosive you're going to be. And from those stats, it would appear that somebody ought to know smart enough to get him in the ball game earlier. So we probably need to work on getting that one done. But man, what a presence he is on the field, and he's getting better every week, handling it assignment-wise, those type of things. But golly, just to see him hit that veer lane and go with it is. And you see him run through those safeties, and 2 safeties on the hash are sort of like velociraptors. You know what I mean? They're coming this way to get him, and he splits them, and it wasn't close. It wasn't even close.
His second touchdown run, probably the more physically imposing of the 2 runs, and that's weird to say on a pitch play, but as angry a stiff arm as I think you'll see, just smashing Joe Kelly into the turf around the 15-yard line. Have you ever seen that level of strength from an 18-year-old?
Not from a pure freshman, no. And what happens with that is the strength part, but it's also with the speed that it's coming at. That adds that velocity to it. And because when he gets going downhill, he's downhill now, and there's not a whole lot you do about it.
148 yards rushing to finish the day for Toot Johnson. Most yards rushing by a freshman since 2010. Got to go back to Tyron Douglas. Had 183 yards against Newberry his freshman year. Similar running style between those two.
Very, very similar. downhill power type guys, very aggressive in the way they run, and got great upper body strength. And Toot, to go along with that, has that lower body that they bounce off of pretty much.
A second half where Wingate did get the offense going in the fourth quarter. Shaw Crocker only completed 4 of his first 18 passes, but he finished 10 of 14 through the air. What changed in the fourth quarter? Did it help that the pressure was kind of off Wingate, that they were able to get the offense going?
I don't know that you can just say that. I don't know that if you think, well, you got up a good amount on offense, you're up 2 scores or 3 scores, that type of thing. You have to go sit down and look at that film. But when you get up 14 points or 17 points, that's where we started. We've got to get better. Even more producing as a defense, even more producing as an offense, and to put it away. There were times last night there early in the fourth quarter that it was time to put it away. And but the great thing was when they did score, the offense responded, and those kids have done it all year, and that's have each other's back and pick each other up, be responsible for each other. So I think maybe it was a little bit of a letdown there, yes.
No letdown, though, from a freshman, Alonzo Houston, defensively. Really first significant playing time he's gotten this season, and the Florida native, 9 tackles, 2 for loss, a pick, played a bunch of snaps. What'd you see there that lets you put him out there so much, and then what's it like to see him perform at a high level?
Well, we had Zach Fuller. We probably got that shoulder still dinged up a little bit at Virginia Union, and we needed to let Zach rest up a little bit to get that healed up. And Alonzo has shown us in practice and scrimmages, that type of thing, how aggressive he is, how effective he is in making plays. And, for practicing probably 2 weeks game plan and then being ready to come in there and make that happen, that was great for that young man.
Eagles beat the Wingate Bulldogs 31-14. We take a look at the second half highlights.
Crocker from the gun. On the right hash at his own 18 on 3rd and 12. Trips go to the wide side left, low man short side right. Snap back to Crocker at the chest. He's hit in the backfield and slung down for a loss. Morris Coates shot the gap and stampeded Crocker back at the 8-yard line. A loss of 10 to Morris Coates. Spectacular on the blitz. 33 to play in the third. Evans under center. Takes the snap. Quarterback sneak. Evans is in. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Derek Evans piles into the end zone for a score. 9:30 to play in the fourth. 17-7, Eagles lead. 2nd and 5, Carson-Newman left hash at its own 42. Evans takes, gives on the dive right side, Toot Johnson. Toot Johnson along the right hashes. Heading across the 20 and 10. Toot Johnson takes it the distance. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. A little toot scootin' boogie for 6. And the Eagles are up 23-7 with 9:16 to play in the fourth quarter. To Simmons, who receives this in the boundary right side at the 12. Simmons straight ahead is walloped at the 25-yard line. Jason Cook Calhoun bringing the lumber to the party at Mossy Creek. 3rd and 7 for the Eagles. Ball toward the right hash at Carson-Newman's own 37-yard line. Evans takes, rolls the pocket left, steps up, evades men, now rolling out to the right. Evans looking for a block from McCarroll. He gets it, gets the corner, hustling up to the 45-yard line where he steps out of bounds with first down yardage, forced out by Price. 8 yards when he needed 7. 1st and 10 Eagles. What a move by Derek Evans on a broken play.
And I'll tell you, Trevor McCarroll has had some penalties in this game and some infractions, but he's put together a phenomenal game. His block on the outside, only his left arm to get a knockdown block on the outside. Phenomenal. That springs Evans.
The Bulldog 39-yard line. $1:57 to play in the fourth, and the Eagles up 24-14. Evans takes and a pitch left side for Johnson. Loads of running room for Toot Johnson. Across the 20 and 15, a stiff arm, a tightrope, and Johnson heads in for 6. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Toot Johnson, a man's run on a pitch to the left side. Pushing Joe Kelly to the turf and scampering 39 yards to the house. Toot Johnson, beast mode in the second half for the Eagles. 30-14, Carson-Newman leads with $1:47 to play in the fourth.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Back on the Mike Turner Show as Carson-Newman triumphs in Week 3 over the Wingate Bulldogs, 31-14. Time now for our Eagle Spotlight. And this week, Michael Watrang shines it on Ross Pryor.
4 generations of Ross Pryor's family have attended Carson-Newman. Despite a desire to play for the Eagles, a one-year detour to Southern Nazarene ignited Ross Pryor's career before God ultimately led him to Carson-Newman.
It was just so far away. They didn't really, I don't think they believed me, a kid from Texas coming all the way to Tennessee to play football. But yeah, after my first year in Southern Nazarene, I decided to come to Carson-Newman just to walk on and see how it would be. And I mean, it's really like my home basically now. So I mean, my grandparents live close to here. My grandmother went there. My whole family's really been here for a while.
After one season in Bethany, Oklahoma, Pryor thought he would stop playing football and go about his life. Defensive line coach Dan Redding remembered his high school footage, and as Pryor said, God pushed him towards Carson-Newman.
I looked at him in high school, thought he was a really good player in high school. Watched his film, I'm very impressed with him. I actually thought the game film was a highlight film at first when we watched him. But good player in high school, very smart player. And so when we had a chance to come back here and get him, you know, it was a good gift.
Pryor accepted an opportunity to walk on for the Orange and Blue and has played a big role on the defensive side of the football. While he admits he was thinking about individual honors at the beginning of his career, he has adjusted his thought process.
I've gotten a lot closer to God and what he wanted me to do, and I mean, the football-wise, I've definitely gotten a better player. I learned a lot from these coaches. A lot of these coaches are extremely knowledgeable, and I mean, I want to coach someday, so that's kind of a big part of my life, and just learning to do it the right way. Learning to take every day as it is and not take it for granted. If you're a team, you don't want to have to be selfish. You want to be able to be all about the team and what the team wants, not about what yourself wants. I mean, you want to win in the end and you want to be successful. And a lot of times at the end of the day, when you're successful, you'll be successful for yourself too if your team's successful.
The Kingwood, Texas native has played significant snaps on defense. Sometimes his knowledge is needed between the lines, while others expand far beyond the playing surface.
He brings leadership to it. The kid's respect for what he does and what he knows. He helps the younger kids come along also. But on the field, he's a very smart player, understands the defense, knows where he needs to be.
While the success on the field is on the rise for the Eagles, what Pryor has learned most during his time playing for CN has provided perspective for life when he unstraps his helmet for the final time.
I think the most important thing that I've gotten through is to understand to enjoy things. Because a lot of times people take for granted what you do every day, be able to walk, be able to do this. And playing the sport, football, you have your ups and downs. I had surgery. People have surgery almost every year in football. And to understand that you can do things that most people can't, and just be blessed in that, and just not take for granted whatever you have in your life, and just to live life to the fullest and just enjoy every day of it.
Like family members before him, Pryor has soaked in the Carson-Newman experience, calling it, quote, a really good ride. The 2018 football season hopes to add just a cherry on top for Ross Pryor. For the Mike Turner Show, I'm Michael Watrang.
All right, thank you very much, Michael Watrang, Mike Turner, Ross Pryor. What a guy, what a steady hand on that defensive line, and a big reason why your defense has been so formidable against the run.
Oh, absolutely, and he's a great kid, a great leader on this football team, an older guy. And he makes a difference on the field. He makes a difference on the field, in the locker room, off the field, and really excited for him. And you know, he's a guy that's a backup snapper for us, a long snapper. So he's a very valuable member of his football team.
Turn your attention now to the Newberry Wolves. You head over to Setzer Field. Haven't won there since 2010. Have only won there once in the last 12 years. And Todd Knight's boys always a tough ask to go against defensively. What sticks out to you about this road trip, a third in 4 weeks for your team to start the season?
Well, to go 3.5 or 4 hours is going to be great. All right. this will be like a Uber drive. So we'll be okay with that. We'll practice here on Friday and go through our walkthrough, and then we'll go on the bus and we'll go past Asheville and we'll have dinner together, and then we'll go into the hotel down there and have a normal away trip type setting, which would be good. And it's great to play against somebody like Newberry. You know what kind of rivalry that is. You know how what it takes to get after them, because they're certainly going to get after you to start with. I've known Coach Knight for a long, long time, and we're great friends. And but you know, it's a rivalry. It's a contest that, you know, they're going to do what they do best. We're going to do what we do best, and then you let the kids play the game, because it is a kids' game.
Mike, pleasure as always. Congrats on the win over the Bulldogs. We'll talk to you next week.
Adam, thank you very much. Appreciate all your help, buddy.
That's Carson-Newman head football coach Mike Turner. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier. This has been the Mike Turner Show. Thanks for watching.